Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Week 11 of the 2013 NFL season. You know, sooner or later, the nonsense is going to stop in the NFL this year. I've never seen a year with so many wild plays that change the outcome of a game. I went 3-1 with my ATS picks last week, which isn't bad, but the game I lost was Tennessee. They were at home against Jacksonville, a team that hasn't won a game all year. They are on the road, and they were missing their best player who had just been suspended. Well, the first play of the game, the running back fumbles the ball, and it's an easy touchdown for Jacksonville. Then they get a safety. Then they knock out Tennessee's quarterback, and then the scrub comes in, and he's ripped the ball out of his arms and score another defensive touchdown. I mean, this is the kind of play that's been plaguing the NFL all year. One of my two games that I got wrong against the spread, rather over-under, was the Arizona game. Now, I predicted an over. It was an over, but the number actually dropped by 1.5. I was wrong in my video, but it still was an over, and that's the way it's been going as well. And the other one was the Denver game, where the Broncos had just finished scoring a touchdown, and the announcer comes out and says, if the Broncos score 2 more points, they will tie a record for most games at the beginning of the season with 30 or more. Well, doesn't Denver score nothing for the next 28 minutes? I mean, talk about the Judas kiss. I don't think Peyton Manning has gone 28 minutes without scoring a touchdown since he was a little girl. Anyways, these are the kind of plays that have been plaguing the NFL all year, and I know a lot of the YouTube prognosticators are saying the same thing. With that in mind, if the nonsense stops, we'll get it right, and that's what we're going to do this week. Here are the picks. And the first game we're going to look at has the New York Jets going to Buffalo, where the Bills are 1-point favorites at home. Now, the Jets are coming off the bye, but Buffalo is a lot better at home than they are on the road. You can say the same thing with the Jets. They're not very good on the road. They've only won one game against a very struggling Atlanta team. The Bills haven't won every game on the road, but at home rather. But the teams that they've lost to: New England by 2 points, the Bengals in overtime, and they lost to Kansas City, and everyone loses to Kansas City. This is a very small number for a division game. You've got 2 rookie quarterbacks, and I'd rather bet against the rookie on the road. So what we'll do is take Buffalo -1. The second game we're going to look at has San Francisco going to New Orleans. The Saints are 3-point favorites at home. The Niners just can't get a passing game going at all this year. Obviously, Crabtree has been gone the entire year, and Manningham came back. Mario Manningham did, but he's not near the level that he used to be, or at Crabtree's level, and the tight end is on the gimp as well. New Orleans just is destroying everybody at home, usually winning by double digits. I think they're going to do the same thing here. I believe New Orleans set a record last week for most first downs in a game. That's how good they play at home. So lay the points. Take New Orleans -3. The third game we're going to look at has Arizona going to Jacksonville, where the Jaguars are 7-point dogs at home. Well, I talked about the Jaguars in my early intro there. I think they used up all of their luck in one game to win, and the pressure's off. They're not going to go undefeated, so they can relax and do what Jacksonville does really well, losing by 10 points or more. You know, Arizona is a very good defense, and everyone knows that. But offensively, they're not so bad as well. You know, they almost they scored 28 points last week in a win, and the games before that, they put 22 points on Seattle, who have the number 3 defense in the league. They put 20 points against San Francisco, number 4 defense in the league, and they beat Carolina. The game before that was Carolina's last defeat since they've gone on that 5-game winning streak, and Carolina has the second best defense in the league. So I think Arizona will rout Jacksonville here. So lay the points and take Arizona -7. And the fourth game is a game that a lot of the prognosticators are probably going to be doing. Kansas City is going to Denver. The Broncos are 8-point favorites at home. Wow, you've got the unstoppable force meets the immovable object here. The thing is, Peyton Manning is he's got some problems with his ankles and perhaps his knee as well, and he's going to play, but he's not going to be 100%. Kansas City is coming off the bye, very healthy. I don't understand how they can be that big of a dog. They haven't lost at home. You know, there's a saying too, take the points and the defense. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the number one defense in the league to stop the number one offense in the league, at least to keep it close. So take Kansas City +8. Here are the over-under plays. The first game we're going to look at has the Green Bay Packers going to take on the New York Giants, and that number is 42. Obviously, Green Bay is down to their third-string quarterback. The Giants haven't really been passing the ball very well. Lately, they've been relying on the running game. Green Bay has a very good running game. Most of their wide receivers are hurt, and like I said, they have the third-string quarterback in play. The Giants have been playing a lot better defensively as well. I think this is going to be an old-fashioned run first, run second game where they eat up all the clock. So let's take under the 42. The second game we're going to look at has Washington going to Philadelphia. That number is 52.5. Well, Washington gives up the second most points in the league, and both Washington and Philadelphia score a lot of points. Foles is the right quarterback for Philadelphia here, and I think this is going to be a game where it's going to be high scoring. 52.5 is not that high, not anymore in today's NFL. So let's take over 52.5. The third game has Detroit going to Pittsburgh. That number is 47.5. Interesting. Detroit's only played 4 games where they've gone under, but 3 of them have been on the road. Pittsburgh's only played 4 home games, and 3 of them have gone under. Detroit obviously plays a lot better in the dome on the fast track. This is going to be outdoors in Pittsburgh. The weather might not be very nice as well. So let's take under 47.5. And the fourth game we're going to look at is the Monday Nighter. As New England goes to Carolina, that number is 46. New England is coming off of the bye, and they're going to have an extra week to prepare for what Carolina does offensively. I mean, Bill Belichick is the best at doing this in the first place. You give him an extra week to scheme against the other team's offense, and he's going to do a good job. Meanwhile, Carolina has the number 2 defense in the league. I think this is going to be a very low-scoring game. So let's take under 46. Okay, I'll let my straight-up pick scroll to my side as we talk about who you might take if you're still alive in a suicide pool. I'm not, as the Colts lost at home, and we talked about that earlier. All the stupid things that have happened this year. The Colts gave up 5 turnovers and a defensive touchdown and a 98-yard punt return for a touchdown, losing at home against a pretty mediocre team. That's the way it's gone all year. If you're on the right side of those, you'd be making a lot of money. You're taking a lot of the man's money for sure. Unfortunately, this year, I seem to have been on the wrong side of those. But if you're still alive in your suicide pool, you might want to consider taking Cincinnati over Cleveland. It's a division game, but I don't think the Bengals will get swept. They really need this game. Houston should take care of Oakland pretty easily. Arizona, I talked about that one. They should rout Jacksonville. I like the Giants over Green Bay as a straight-up game. I guarantee you most of you will be taking Seattle over my Vikings. Well, go ahead. But I made a video on never betting with the Vikings in a suicide pool, so buyer beware there. If I were still alive in a suicide pool, I'd be taking New Orleans over San Francisco. Okay, so those are my picks for this week. Good luck to you. You've probably noticed that Google Plus has merged with YouTube, making it very difficult to comment on the videos, but keep commenting. I'm sure the thing will fix itself in time, and please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I just made it over 400, and I thank you very much. And don't forget to check out my website, geoknows.com. I have a lot of really good tools there to help you make your decisions. All right, for the Geo Knows YouTube channel, I am Geo. Let's take the man's money.